Well, guys, I have some good news and some bad news. And if you have been here following football trends to QP, then you definitely know that we do not start with the good news. We always end the video with some good news, but definitely we will be starting with the bad news. But anyways, before we dive into all of those news, please guys do make sure that you like the video. Like I've said before, at least 500 likes per video. And then also if you are new and this is your first time seeing football trends at QB, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and also click the bell notification so that next time when I post a new video you will be notified and be able to watch that video. Now guys, where do we start? Obviously, like I've said, bad news first. Well, Kaizer have finally confirmed the departure the exit of Tebogo Botswana, which Tebogo Botswana is a winger, definitely a right winger who can also play as a left winger and also as an attacking midfielder. When we signed him, back then, I think 2023 if I'm not mistaken, we were hoping he would come in and make a huge impact, but at the end of the day he fell out of favor, injuries, and like there was a lot, Mlefenteki, I believe, coach Ben, who was that coach, the white coach? It was coach Kevin Johnson. There was a lot that was happening with the club and everything, but at the end of the day I feel like he's a great player. The only problem was the fact that definitely the injuries and what, which obviously he did not only suffer to that, he also suffered with the favor, because he did fall out of favor. We had him, but also we signed Maccabi Lepo, which came in and filled the position very well, because at the end of the day we were using Wandile Tuba on that right wing flank, and also we were using Christian Haile. We were also using a player like Ashley Dupreez to make sure that we fill in on that right wing flank. But so far now, with the signing of Lilepo, the release of some of the other players, Mduduzim Tanzane and everyone else. Remember, this news, we were brought to it by Sokala Duma. As much as sometimes they're not accurate with their report, I believe here that we spot on when they said Kaizer just will be releasing some of the players, which definitely I'm not gonna be going up against Sokala Duma in terms of everything that they say, but I always say I prefer to take their quotations, not just quotations of anyone, but of people that we do know, people like your Jessica Motawongs, your Kaizer Motawong, anyone who does speak for themselves. I do take those updates. But on today's video, it's a bit different, because as much as I have some bad news, I also do have some good news coming straight from Sokala Duma, which I do feel like it's not true, but if it is true, guys, this will be good news, not for me, but for also you guys and everyone who follows Kaizer, just because at the end of the day they did come out and say, according to their trusted sources, there's something that might happen when it comes to players like Luke Batman, Asanele Velabaye, Liam Ben. Those three players, even though we know the case is not the case against Kaizer Chiefs, but it is a case against the young players, Asanele Velabaye, Luke Batman and Liam Ben, those other players. So the case, I knew to say that it was going to continue on the 31st of July, but now we have news coming from Sokala Duma. If it is true and they are making something that is they're not just making things up, according to them, they say that Kaizer Chiefs, according to FIFA, they will need to pay at least 3 million for both players, meaning 1.5 per player. Luke Batman will be 1.5 and the other player will also be 1.5. And then also, according to them, also they say Kaizer Chiefs is willing to pay more than that 3 million for both the players. They say they are willing to pay at least around 5 million for both the players, so that they can be able to get the clearance, I believe. And yeah, that's all. But so far, to be honest with you guys, it doesn't make any sense why it would be like that, because at the end of the day, I understand with players like Abu Pusa Ditejane, you understand those players, they were players who were still in development, and then when we released them, they they went to the clubs like TS Galaxy, and then that's where they signed. And TS Galaxy was supposed to pay, and they did pay. I believe they did pay. I'm not too sure about the amount of figure that happened, but now that they paid. But now same thing is happening with Asana Velabai and Luke Batman. Though they've made their professional debuts, they've played for the club. That doesn't make any sense why Kaizer Chiefs needs to take out that money. But for me, if we do take out that money, then definitely it will be a good replacement for number one Tebogo Putsane as a right winger. Then definitely we will be having Asana Velabai, who's also, I believe, is a right winger if I'm not mistaken, but very versatile, just like Tebogo Putsane. And then also a center forward, meaning now we will have Cheshire Morris for starters. He is a center forward. Flavo Silva, the newly appointed or the newly signed guy, and then we also have Wandile Duba, who can play also as a center forward. And then we will have who else? We're supposed to have 5 players. Okay, Flavo Silva, Cheshire Morris, Ashley Dupreez, Wandile Duba, Naledi Hlongwane also is another player who has been promoted by Kaizer Chiefs. Yes, they have not made it official yet, but I do know for a fact now, currently as I'm speaking with you, Umfana has been promoted and given a contract for the senior level. And 5 center forwards, and then we say we didn't have good enough strikers. Come on guys, okay, fine, not all of them are going to be in use. I believe some of them, okay, not all of them, but some of them, players like Abu Teshrik Morris might be loaned out. Teshrik Morris, Samuel Zwane, Happy Mashiane, even Done Janssen, despite coming back, he might still be loaned out. So those are some of the players that we might get to see leaving the club, before the start of the season, or even after the start of the season, depending on whether the coach does feel like he needs those players. Does he feel like those players do fit in the system or the style of play that he wants to achieve with Kaizer Chiefs so far? So we are going to see what is going to happen. But so far, if what Sokala Duma is saying, guys, is true, then definitely these are good news, because at the end of the day, now we will be having more players. Yes, I know we did talk about Etiosa Ikudaro, and I told you guys what my thoughts were. I believe Kaizer Chiefs signed a player, and then what you know, as Sundowns, we still have the bragging right in terms of this player, and then they said we are taking him back. He is gonna sign a contract extension, and now you guys will have to come and purchase the player from us, which, by the way, that might be something that will or might have been disturbing Kaizer Chiefs in terms of Etiosa Ikutaro. And then so I don't know, guys, you will let me know what you think in terms of Asana Velabai and also Luke Batman, because at the end of the day, these are good news. Now it will only depend on whether what Sokala Duma is saying is true, but so far I do not believe it is true, because I know for a fact the trial is supposed to resume on 31st of July, and today it's only the 29th of July. So definitely there's something that is a bit fishy, but according to their sources, they've told them that, and I'm also telling you what I've heard. But I still think we need good confirmation from trusted sources, because so far none of my trusted sources have confirmed the news. Yes, obviously I did my research, guys, I did ask, but no confirmation. So hence I'm saying I still do not believe it is true, but if it is true, then definitely we will hear about it tomorrow or even today later on. But anyways, guys, I don't know, you will let me know what you think down in the comment section below. I believe this is it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you on the next one. Peace.